So how's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Wrestlemania Heritage Series by Mattel Edge figure. This was a figure that I picked up in order to try to convince myself that Mattel line is good and I enjoy it and all, but I don't know why. I can't, like, something is just keeping me from falling in love with this line, and I don't know what. I mean, they do a pretty decent job at everything, but then there's still those things that are just looking very awkward to me and keep me from starting my own collection of these figures. So first off, some of you might be wondering what that belt is. That is actually from Jakks Pacific, so let me just, this is how I display him, so let me just take that off. As you can see, that's good though, that I can kind of tell you that your accessories from Jakks Pacific match these guys pretty well. So let's take a look. I'll just quickly show you. He comes, just like all the other figures, he comes with a little base, the Heritage Series base, and the little WWE logo there. This is removable. It's just a piece of cardboard that you kind of have to insert in between these things right there, and then that's it. So this is the base that they all come with. And let's get to the actual figure. Yeah, right after he stops falling. So just quickly, I mean, the head sculpt, right away, I have to say, the head sculpt is nicely done, and I do like it. It does have, as I said, what I love about, what I try to, like, for me at least, what a big thing about action figures is to make sure that they have a face, like that their head sculpt shows character, where it's not a very blank face of just, like, it tells you it's Batman, so he has a cowl and he has the mask, but it should have some sort of characteristic, some sort of attitude to it, and this guy definitely has the attitude of, like, hey, I'm better than you, and kind of like douchebag kind of attitude, and yeah, I mean, just awesome head sculpt, definitely. Then we look at his arms right there. As you can see, this is based on his WrestleMania 21 appearance, so he does lack many of his tattoos that we see currently nowadays. In fact, he only has his, I think, sun tattoo, because back then he only had the little sun on his shoulder. So yeah, that's that. And then as we work our way down, you can see there's his body sculpt. I don't know why I don't really find the body sculpt very good, where it just looks a little bit awkward and not, I don't know, it's just something doesn't look very good to me about the body sculpt. I don't know, it just, maybe the indents here or something, I don't know, maybe it's the fact that Jakks kind of made their figures more like toys, and they were more non-realistic as far as like the actual like physical appearance. Like some things in the Jakks figures were like oversized, like that's gonna put a lot of dirty comments there, I know that, just me saying that some things were oversized. Like the arms would often be a little too big, or the shoulders, but maybe it's just the fact that Mattel is trying to do realistic body sizes, and I don't know, maybe it doesn't portray very well in action figures, where action figures are supposed to be a little bit more imaginative and kind of realistic, but not the same as you would see in the real world. So as you can see, he has a really cool design on his tights. The tights are very cool, painted silver, and then he has the designs all over them. So they have the edge design, edge heads on both sides. And then if we work our way down, this is one thing I do have to compliment them on, is the fact that the way they do the knees, where all guys that wear tights, as some of you hopefully know, wrestling fans, they do wear knee pads also, but they're just underneath. So I do like how they kind of still give you the idea that there is an actual knee pad underneath. As you can see, I mean, right here, the little sculpt right here kind of portrays that idea that there's an actual knee pad underneath the tight. And then we go down to the kick pads, which I also do like the way they do the kick pads of, they're very high and they have a kind of distinct sculpt to them. So it's a very nice design. So again, I don't hate these figures, I just can't see myself collecting them or investing a lot of money into the Mattel line. Now, here's a quick gripe about the detail. As I said with I was talking to my friend and I told him what I don't find very cool about them is the fact that these are his legs and this is his body. Doesn't seem very proportional, at least to me. It seems like the legs are way too large. I think the legs, if the legs were right here and then with the same body, it would make a lot more sense. It would make the figure look a lot more a lot better and a lot more appealing, at least personally to me. Now again, this might be the fact that they're trying to maintain their size the same, where taller guys, like Edge is a pretty tall guy, and they're trying to make him taller by extending the size of the legs. However, what I think is you can't just make the legs larger, you have to make the body larger along with it. So instead of, let's say, making the legs larger by 2 inches, make the legs larger by 1 as well as the body by 1, and then there'll be a lot more proportionality to the figure, and it would not look, at least for me, I don't know why, it looks very awkward. As well as, I mean, overall the legs, other than the knee pads and the boots, I don't like the way the legs are sculpted. I don't know, I can't explain what it is. I'm trying to kind of portray it in the images so you guys could maybe understand, because I can't really find the words to explain what it is that's bothering me about them, but just something looks very awkward about them. Now he also, just like the Jakks figures, he also comes with elbow pads, that are removable. They're a little harder to remove because they're kind of stiffer and all, so I'm not going to pull them down, but they are removable, and you can put them back on once you remove them. So that's that. Now as far as his articulation is concerned, let me just pull him back a bit so you could see all of it. He has a ball jointed head, which is cool. He has a lot of articulation. He has ball jointed shoulder, swivel at the shoulder. His elbow bends, but because these elbow pads are a lot stiffer and they don't have what the Jakks guys did, where they would kind of cut the elbow pad in the middle here, so you would have the ability to move it a bit more. I mean, the Jakks elbow pads would limit articulation, but these guys, at least in my personal opinion, limit even more, because I mean, from here I feel like I feel fine putting it, but as I push it a little higher, that's it. It feels like I'm kind of putting a little bit too much pressure on the elbow joint there. So, but he does have an elbow joint there. He has a swivel at the wrist as well as an in and out, up and down kind of movement. Then he has a 360 at the waist. He can kick backwards and forwards. He can bend at the knee very well. Single jointed, but it's a very good, like 90 degrees joint. Then he has a swivel at his kick pad, and then he also has a joint at an up and down joint at his ankle. So I mean, you'll definitely get to do all your favorite wrestling moves with this guy. And again, I'm not saying this line is bad, because there's a lot of people who I know who are big fans of this line and weren't big fans of the Jakks. I'm more of a, I guess, Jakks guy, and maybe because I collected those for a lot longer, that's why I kind of like those better. But I definitely recommend to pick this guy up for those of you who do like what you saw. For me personally, I have this guy, I have The Undertaker, and I have Randy Orton, and that's where my Mattel collection is going to end. Unless if I see something like incredibly cool, or like a figure that was never available in Jakks style, in a Mattel style. So maybe I'll get a Sheamus figure someday too. But other than that, for me, I don't really like the Mattel line, but everything that I said I showed you. I pretty much showed you everything that you would need to know about this guy, and if you like what you saw, pick him up. If you don't, and if you do, let's put it this way, if you like your Jakks figures, you're not going to like this guy. At least I think so. And then if you don't enjoy the Jakks figures, then you will probably find these guys a lot cooler, because they have more realistic kind of design to them. So that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the review, and yeah. Oh yeah, question. Let's ask a question for this video. The question for this video is, who is your favorite pro wrestler of all time? So comment below, which will let me know that you watched the whole video, as well as just get a little discussion going. So yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.